where you're from, and what your diagnosis is.
And am I looking at you or am I looking at the camera?
For this, look at the camera.
Okay. Hi, my name is Seana Isaac. I'm 23 years old and I'm from Allentown, Pennsylvania. And I was diagnosed with diffuse midline glioma when I was 22. I was in physician assistant school. I had just finished my first year of grad school and I started my first rotation in primary care. Before that, I was at Thomas Jefferson. I did really well in school. I loved school. I loved class. I was studying a lot of the time, especially in PA school. I kind of had no life for a while, just studying, but I was like the happiest I'd ever been because I had a good routine. Being a spin instructor, going to the gym, and really just living on my own in my house in Manayunk with my 3 other roommates. So yeah, that's what life looked like right before. You ride like a stationary bike to music and like the instructor wears a microphone, like a headset, and you go up and down on the bike.
Like in the movies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever seen it in a movie?
Yeah, all the time. But that person's pretty intense.
Yeah, I love it. It reminds me a lot of Irish dance, because I did Irish dance when I was younger, like right before college, and since I was 4 years old. The music and the rhythm of it all reminds me a lot of spin class, and I really enjoyed making the playlists. It was like my favorite thing to do, like my break for a little bit, but yeah.
What were the first signs that something was wrong?
So I was experiencing headaches my whole first year of PA school, but I just thought, because I was looking at a screen all day and I was studying all the time. I was taking Advil a lot, I remember. I probably wasn't sleeping enough, so that also could have played into it. We really don't know if the headaches are the first sign or not. I decided to go get glasses because of my headaches. I've never had glasses before. I have 20/20 vision. So when I went, they dilated my eyes. It was kind of taking a while for my vision to come back from being dilated. And I just remember I would be driving and every time I turned my head this way, I had to like squint. Everything just kind of looked different and I couldn't pinpoint what it was. In my rotation, the office was very small. Everything was in my face and my double vision really only comes out when something's far away or if I'm turning my head this way. Just compensating whenever I was talking to patients. So I didn't really notice when I was there, but when I was driving, it was like always when I was driving, something was weird. I was looking in the mirror and I was turning my head left and right like this, and I could tell that there was still white in my eye when I turned my head, and like my eye was kind of going up on the corner, and it looked like a lazy eye. I walked out of the bathroom, I was like, guys, I have a lazy eye. I think that's why there's something wrong with my eyes. Like, oh, your muscle's just weak, like, it's nothing. I couldn't drive. I was like, this is really dangerous because I can't see straight. I called my nurse practitioner, told her what was going on. She said, if you have a gut feeling, you need to go to the ER.
What's the path from noticing the signs to getting the actual diagnosis?
Yeah, okay. My parents took me to the hospital. I said, 2 days of double vision. They're doing all these little eye exams on me. It's called a cranial 6 nerve palsy because my tumor is pressing on the 6th nerve and that innervates the outer muscle, so then I can't move my eye all the way out. So now since this muscle is weaker, that's why my eye falls inward, so that's why I have double vision. This eye is pointed kind of up this way and this eye is like this. So if you have 2 cameras, you're going to see 2 different things.
Whenever you're searching your symptoms, does DIPG and DMG not come up?
No. It didn't come up. I feel like I saw brain tumor like once, like at the bottom of the list. It was just thyroid eye disease kept coming up. Multiple sclerosis came up. DMG did not come up. And he said, we found a mass. And it's in your brainstem. And we don't really know what it is. We think it's a glioma. I heard that term. The first doctor came in the morning. He was the neurosurgeon. And he said, it's diffuse midline glioma. It's in your brainstem, it's in the pons of your brainstem. It's treatable. We're not going to do biopsy because it's too dangerous. You're going to have radiation and chemo. But it was very didn't involve me in the decision if I wanted to have a biopsy or not. This is what we're going to do. I felt kind of like I had imposter syndrome because I felt fine.
Explain why yours is DMG and not DIPG.
I know it was previously known as DIPG, diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma. I do have that technically, but they were trying to move into saying DMG, diffuse midline glioma, because you can have it in multiple places of the brainstem. So you can have it in the thalamus, you can have it in the hypothalamus. I have mine in the pons, so it is technically DIPG, but now the more general term that they're trying to use more is diffuse midline glioma.
So you're no stranger to cancer. Your uncle passed from leukemia, your grandma passed from colon cancer, and your mom is in remission for lung cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any difference with your diagnosis? It's you instead of somebody else this time, but as far as the impact on your family?
I wasn't alive when my uncle had leukemia. He was diagnosed when he was 28 and passed when he was 30. I'm very close with his daughter, who's my cousin. So I guess I've always been exposed to cancer ever since I was younger. And with my granny, I was 4 when she passed away. I remember seeing her sick. I have a memory of her being sick in a bed. We were always involved with cancer. My mom was diagnosed with lung cancer in 2021. My mom was my best friend. We're really close. She kind of handled it differently than I am now. I think she was just very afraid and didn't want to lose me. She didn't want to leave me. And I kind of wish I handled it differently because I was also in denial that I was like, Mom, why are you scared? You're gonna be fine. I just wish I gave her more grace. It's in my plan to talk to people who are my age with the diagnosis. This is nice for me to talk to you because you have exposure to it and you're my age. But I'm glad that that's a resource and people are willing to talk to me whenever I need. So I'm grieving every day and I haven't just come to an acceptance. Some days I can't imagine this not happening. Some days I'm really pissed off, but it's all okay. Every emotion is okay, and I think that's important for people. It's not a straight line. Oh, I finally made it. I'm finally okay with all this happening. It's not like that at all. It's very...
Being able to talk to me about this stuff. With the average age of diagnosis for DMGs 5 to 7, DIPGs 5 to 9, how do you see yourself in respect to the younger kids being diagnosed? Think you could potentially be a role model, or do you feel unrelatable because there's an age gap?
I think that I would like to be viewed as a role model. I know I've already met a few girls, one who was 11, one who was 7. Sometimes younger kids can be really shy. I'm just meeting this older girl. But I know that my mom told me one girl said to her parents oh, I wish Seana was here. That just kind of put it into perspective to me, these kids actually do look up to me. I try and picture myself when I was 7 years old or 8 years old, and I feel like I wouldn't really understand. It would just be important for me to be surrounded by people who are good to be around. That would make my life as enjoyable as possible. So I think I want to be a part of that for some kids. Not so much to relate to, but maybe the 7-year-old will understand that I have a brain tumor too. They might not understand that they have a brain tumor, but I would like to be somebody that could be their friend. I don't think I'm too old for that.
Yeah. Part of the intimidation part is you're an older girl. But
yeah.
They're, for the most part, only hearing about kids like them that have this, and then here you come along with the same thing. So maybe that's someone that they are looking up to, that they can relate to.
Yeah, there is somebody who is 11 years older than me, and when I first found her, I immediately looked up to her. I thought she was so cool, and it made me feel less alone. So I think I can be that for somebody who's early teens. Even the 8-year-old, when I was 8, I was looking up to my older Irish dance peers. I thought the older kids were so cool. So if I were them, I would want somebody, because I want somebody to look up to, and I'm glad. I wish it wasn't. I don't wish that upon anyone, but I'm lucky to have that as well.
So you're about to start your trial next week, which you have to shave your head for, right? Are you nervous about losing your hair?
Yes. But I've accepted it for a month and a half now, that was going to be what I was going to do. For the trial, it used to be that you have to shave your head, and now you can have 4 inches of hair, but I don't really want 4 inches of hair. I think it looks cooler to be shaved head and I'm gonna like bleach it blonde. I don't know, you can picture it, it'll look good. I think it'll just be like freeing for me just to shave my head, and maybe my real friends will still be friends with me even though I have a shaved head. People will hit me up that are my friends.
Yeah.
So
you said you wanted to log your trial as you go and make a YouTube series. What do you want to come from that, or what would you like someone to get from that?
I want to be able to post for my clinical trial and like how it is and what it's like to be in the sonolescence clinical trial, so that other families and kids who are going to have it done can watch it and kind of get an idea, because there's nothing out there of what it's like to have DMG and go through one of the clinical trials. Like there's no videos or anything. And I think it'll just be nice for other people who don't have cancer to see what it's like. Everybody always says I don't get what it's like to be you, and they never will, but watching a video could help you to know what I'm going through. I think it's impactful. So I wasn't really ready to do all that in the past 6 months. I feel like I was really just focusing on myself.
Yeah.
But now I'm getting more comfortable with sharing my story. And I was very open, like on my Instagram from the very beginning. I posted it first week everything happened about my faith in God, and I wrote a lot. I was writing a lot on my Caring Bridge about my devotionals I was doing. It's always kind of been an open book. I'm not really that shy. I'm excited to start doing that more.
Well, yeah, you said whenever we first talked that you don't have anything, nothing's off limits, and you're an open book. And obviously you post on your Instagram and you're public about everything. Would your dating apps change? Would you advertise that on there?
You're using that on me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like, what are you supposed to put on your Hinge? 2 truths and a lie. Like, I
In
feel
that
like,
case, the shaved head would be the giveaway.
yeah, I guess. Like, I'm going to post it on my Instagram. I'm not talking to anybody right now, but like, I'm dabbling in the dating on Hinge again. They can just look me up and they're gonna see it. There have been like guys that I've met where they have no idea who I am. They don't follow me on Instagram. They don't know my situation. It's definitely easier with the guys who already follow me that I've gone on a date with or something. It's just like out there already. Like I don't have to like say it. And then like if they want to ask a question about it, they do. But like I don't really bring it up unless they do. Sometimes it's just nice not to talk about it. I thought guys would meet me and be like, oh, she has a brain tumor, she's gonna die, I'm not gonna date her. Like, she's not even gonna be here for that long. I don't even know if guys, like, think that far ahead. What would you say?
I mean, it depends on what they want. Once you shave your head, if you do put that on your profile, it would also include pictures with your hair. And you can see which ones want to stick around.
Yeah.
Or which ones really like shaved heads.
I know, because I feel like there's guys that probably have a
Well,
liking for shaved heads. Like, somebody said I would look like Amber Rose. You know
Yeah,
who that
I
is?
mean, you're gonna die. Yeah, I know Amber Rose.
I didn't know who that was, so.
I know her from Kanye.
Oh, okay. And I like her hair, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm excited to wear all the hats and stuff. I just keep trying to put it like the roles reversed. If a guy had to shave his head and lost his hair, like if he was sick, would I feel like I want nothing to do with it? I would still talk to him, like I would still go on dates with him if I had just met him, like.
I think it'd be easier to separate the two, the sickness from just the shaved head. If you were dating a guy and he just shaved his head because he was getting hazed or something,
Yeah.
and the soccer team had to shave their heads, you'd be like, okay, well, I know what your hair looked like before, so I can stick it out.
Yeah.
Then also, hair aside, say he's still got gray hair, but he's sick, then think about the relationship with a sick person. Then if you're good with both, then you're good.
I'm good with both, so
Yeah.
I should be able to find somebody else who's good with both.
You don't have to only find sick people.
I know.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't get to know if their significant other would be with them if they were sick.
That's true. Like in sickness and in health, but it's like no, sometimes people just don't get sick.
Mm-hmm.
And then what would happen?
Can you explain OneL to someone who doesn't know what it is and maybe who just got diagnosed and can use it, and then how have you used it?
So it's basically just a hub. I would say a one-stop shop, kind of. To the fight, in the fight, fighting for others is like the 3 tabs. Just a place for if you're new, if you're fighting for somebody else to go to, and there's a bunch of resources on there. DIPG Navigator, best practices for DMG, clinical trials that you can join, groups you can join, families you can reach. It's just a place for community, helping each other out. I'm starting a clinical trial. I was presented to the National Tumor Board, met Lisa, met other families. I joined all these Facebook groups, Tough Together.
What advice do you have for someone who just got diagnosed this week, just starting out and doesn't know anything?
That first week, no advice that anybody could give me could really help me. Everybody processes emotions differently. Everybody processes feelings differently. I would be there for them the most that I could. Tell them that it's okay to feel whatever you're feeling. Feel every single feeling. Don't feel guilty if you feel one way or another. You're a little kid and you want to go play on the playground, go play on the playground. Don't listen to the I should statements. Oh, I should do yoga. I should go to group therapy. I should go to this doctor, listen to this doctor, or I should be reading right now, or I shouldn't be on my phone right now. Do what you want to do. Don't force yourself to do anything that you deep down you don't feel like you want to do. Be vocal about your needs. Don't be afraid to step on people's toes. Don't waste time being guilty about anything. It's a big thing. You just came home from the hospital, the doctors wouldn't have sent you home if they thought you were going to die. So you're not going to die in your sleep tonight. Take everything day by day. Try not to think so far ahead of the future. And it's okay to be scared of dying. It's okay to think about death. It's okay. That is okay to do. You're not going to die yet. All right, we got stuff to do.
What's up, guys? Like and subscribe and no.
Bye, guys.
Adios.